Last Wednesday, WWE laid off almost 40% of its reported workforce, affecting everyone from on-screen wrestlers to behind-the-scenes staff. But in true John Cena or Becky Lynch WWE style, a fired wrestler is going to return barely weeks after being let go. Only this time it's for realsies, not just part of a badly told storyline. Sean Ross Sapp is reporting on Fightful Select that Sarah Logan might be coming back to WWE soon, with the locker room speculating she'll be back with the company if she isn't already. Logan is married IRL to Eric of the Viking Raiders, and apparently numerous wrestlers lobbied for her to return backstage. These rumors intensified when Ryan Satin tweeted just before Raw began, it's possible that one of the wrestlers who was released from WWE last week could be making an appearance on Raw tonight. Despite being referenced by Ruby Riott though, Logan didn't turn up on last night's show. But that doesn't mean the report is false, as Satin then fully revealed the person was Sarah Logan. Not sure if word getting out caused them to hold off tonight, or if they wanted to sell the Baszler injury for another week. As most noticed though, she was mentioned on Raw this evening more than she's probably ever been mentioned in one night. As we already know, WWE aren't fond of mentioning their own contracted missing top stars, let alone those they've just fired. Satin concluded, tweeting that as of right now though, she's definitely not re-signed. And Logan isn't the only released wrestler who's actually still hanging around. Drake Maverick was also let go last Wednesday, and he's been teasing a return to the indies as Rockstar Spud by tweeting out clips of his match against Paul Robinson at Progress. But he's also still promoting his match tomorrow night in the NXT Interim Cruiserweight Championship tournament, with the caption, "I am not done yet." Are Drake and Logan's continued involvement with WWE just a hangover from last Wednesday's firings, or do you think we'll see more of the released wrestlers return to the company? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'll be replying to people from out of quarantine. Many of the other fired talent, however, are now actively promoting their next steps outside of WWE. EC3 has opened freec3.com, or freeec3.com, that makes more sense, which is counting down to 83 days from today, which is when his 90-day non-compete clause will expire. Mike and Maria Kanellis have announced a new podcast together, excellently named the Non-Essential Wrestlers Podcast. Chris Hero, the former Cassius Ohno in WWE, has dashed rumors of his in-ring retirement by tweeting #Chris Hero is back, along with an awesome promotional video. The Revival have exchanged tweets with the NWA about winning their Crockett Cup, and AJ Styles has said on his Mixer channel that he will continue to rep his OC gear on WWE TV until at least after Money in the Bank for his fallen good brothers Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Because it's for life, or at least for a month. And Kurt Hawkins is doing cameo videos for Dolph Ziggler to continue his Mandy Rose love interest storyline.
All right, Mandy. From one long-haired, beautiful vixen to another, you gotta take Dolph back. Come on, he's Dolph Ziggler, he's the show-off. Come on, he's got freaking Rumble Fist. These could be yours. You just gotta accept his apology. Take him back. He's the show-off. He's got the greatest WrestleMania Money in the Bank cash-in moment of all time. He'd probably be Shawn Michaels' favorite wrestler if he was in NXT or something. And you know what? Come to think of it, just check your DMs. I'm certain there's an apology in there from him, because, truth be told, it's the only way he knows how to communicate with the opposite sex.
Hawkins to Ziggler, Otis and Rose love triangle confirmed. But while WWE might be able to control their cost-cutting measures, they can't stop the steep decline of TV viewers. Thanks for your support on Patreon, your best friend, Neon Palette. Last Friday's SmackDown drew just 2.192 million viewers, down 125,000 viewers from the week before. This is the lowest rating for SmackDown since their move to Fox last October, declining to near Raw's below 2 million average. It's a shame, as WWE TV has actually been consistently above average since WrestleMania, like last night's episode of Raw, which I'm going to review in about 5 minutes. Because he's an awesome babyface champion, Drew McIntyre opened the show challenging Seth to a title match at Money in the Bank. Bank harder. Zelina Vega and her gang of sexy men interrupted, but there was one sexy man missing. Andrade attacked Drew from behind, but because McIntyre is actually being booked effectively as a babyface, he got to fight him off to build his main event against Angel Garza. Clunky Raw commentary segue alert. McIntyre and Andrade have already climbed the corporate ladder. Now it's time for a new WWE superstar to also climb the corporate ladder at Money in the Bank's Climb the Corporate Ladder match. It's actually a really good pun. So, of course, WWE drove it into the ground, making me never want to hear it again. First up, we had Aleister Black and Austin Theory trying to climb the corporate ladder, with Mid-Noughties J-Lo, Zelina Vega oddly in the opposite corner to her real-life husband Aleister. Black won his third really good TV match in as many weeks with a sick Black Mass. We still haven't been given any reason to care about Theory though, and having him lose most of his matches with very few spots to actually stand out won't get him over. Then it was time for the now weekly Shayna Baszler Murders Someone segment. After squashing Sarah Logan so bad last Monday she lost her job 2 days later, Baszler did the same to Indy Hartwell here. Thankfully Mike Rome announced the correct winner this time. But Shayna wasn't done there, smashing Hartwell's arm in a corporate ladder outside. Meta. The Vince McMahon Pulled My Push support club then beat Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink in a 5-minute match. Flippy things are impressive, but ultimately they need substance, and wins over Thorne and Vink, who have established themselves as an enhancement act over the last few weeks, isn't the way to get Ricochet and Cedric Alexander's momentum back after failing their first proper challenge against the Viking Raiders last week. Caruso alert! Asuka and Kairi Sane yelled about my best friend forever, Nia Jax, not being ready for them. She totally was though. Despite already squashing Sane last week, which prompted Kairi to like anti-WWE tweets amidst rumours she's leaving the company when her contract expires soon. Jax beat her again here, but almost seemingly in real life too, dangerously botching a buckle bomb where Kairi's neck hit the bottom rope. Seth Rollins accepted Drew's challenge while sitting on 2 chairs, but where do the arms go? And then it became rather apparent WWE is running out of content. The Viking Raiders did carpool karaoke on how they'll dominate the tag team division while Ivar ate a giant chicken leg. Usually I would say this is gimmick ruining, overly silly, undermines them as a serious tag team. But actually, this was the most personality the Viking Raiders have shown in their entire main roster run so far. I've seen the majority of people hate this, but I thought it worked pretty well, and made me think of the silly skits Attitude Era teams used to be in all the time, which never cheapened their in-ring threat. And then Bobby Lashley said he's going to flip a tyre, which he did, and then he flipped a bigger tyre. There was no angle here, with his tease Lana breakup not playing into anything, but it again did help give Bobby some character. MVP can be fantastic in his role of putting over younger talent, giving Cruz a win over a name from the past, the latest step in rebuilding Apollo's character. Caruso alert! Ruby Riott mentioned Logan having a broken arm as to why she's not around this week. Don't mention the fire. And then she lost to Liv Morgan in a pretty decent match. Murphy is very much still doing the Monday Night Messiah gimmick, with Seth all over his entrance video next, making it a bit awkward how him and the AOP have disappeared from Rollins' segments with no explanation. He lost to Rey Mysterio in a really good match, which makes sense with his character, where he can only win with Seth in his corner. Also, Rey Mysterio climbing the corporate a ladder match on the roof of a building. Yes, please. Charlotte made NXT wrestler Kaden Carter tap in a few minutes and then sarcastically clapped. Such a baby face. Akira Tozawa wanted revenge on Vega's gang of sexy men, starting off amazingly hot against Andrade with a vicious diving senton off the apron. Andrade won with his new top rope DDT finisher though. The Street Profits rather obnoxiously commentated on Bianca Belair beating Santana Garrett next, and the main event saw Garza, with all the sexy men in his corner, take on outnumbered McIntyre. Drew's booking has been superb so far though, with him overcoming the odds using an amazing top rope dive outside and claymores for everybody. He's incredibly likable, he cuts cool, effortless promos, and he's kicking all kinds of in-ring ass. I can't wait for his Rollins match at Money in the Bank and the true long game, Drew versus Zelina Vega at SummerSlam. So that was Monday Night Raw in about 5 minutes. Let me know what you thought of the show in the comments below, where I'll be replying from out of quarantine, and vote for your rating by clicking the eye above my head. I thought this was a really solid episode, with some very good in-ring action and an effective build to climb the corporate ladder 2020. And it's just so nice to have a babyface champion pushed to the top that actually connects with fans. This week's Raw is core. WrestleTalk Pledge Hammers on Patreon alert! Mine and Luke's latest Patreon exclusive WrestleTalk Extra podcast is available now, where we take a deep dive into WrestleMania 21's backstage happenings and match ratings for over 3 hours. A pay-per-view which, very appropriately, had the first ever Money in the Bank match. You know, back when it was called that before it got renamed as Climb the Corporate Ladder. You can listen to it by supporting WrestleTalk and joining our Pledge Hammers on Patreon now, where you'll also get access to our exclusive podcast library, monthly drunk casts, shout-outs, and entry into our Wrestling Predictions League, where you can compete against all of us on WrestleTalk, a league that I came last in at Royal Rumble and at WrestleMania 36, which means I've got to do a music video punishment singing AJ Lee's WWE entrance theme. But nobody said I ever had to dance in it. It's almost like I've been molding someone to dance in my place. I'll escape the Wrestle League punishment, and my ward can take the fall. I'm brilliant. I'm madly, beautifully brilliant. Dance, Chopper. One of the wrestlers fired last Wednesday has been involved in a brutal car crash. Click the video on the right to find out what happened and what are the 10 best WWE feuds to binge watch while you're in self-isolation. Click the video below that for Adam Blompier's latest list. And make sure to keep checking WrestleTalk.com for the latest wrestling news. I've been Ollie Davis, and that was wrestling.